Good morning, everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. And when have you ever seen a gap like that on Euro USD? That is a massive gap. We'll look at it now in the hour. Lots of noise happening over the weekend, and this is just Forex traders that are now trading the noise at the moment. One thing that does concern me is if we just come to the weekly. Look at the tails here. For the buyers coming in, look at the left and look at the structure that we've got here. So this is fairly interesting. We do have a bit of a gap to the downside on the weekly, and that's down here. You can see that was in 2017 when we had that gap. Sorry, that's not a gap, it is closed. So let's just delete that. But I think that was the last time we had a gap that size, and pretty similar size at the moment. But at the moment, I'm very cautious, because if you look at the left, look at the weekly chart here, there's lots going on here. And if you're anticipating this to continue falling, I think you're probably going to get yourself burnt. So looking at the 8 hour, probably some kind of a move to form a higher low and then a reversal. It's kind of what I'm looking at. This is just traders trading the noise. I'm not really interested in getting into this at the moment. You can see how we rallied to the upside, didn't really bounce off a level, and now we're breaking through levels to downside again. So let's just take emotion out of this and take bias out of this. This area here at 111.692, if we reject that area, so I want price to come back up here, do it on the 15-minute. The stop is above the high of the day. If we reject this area, then you're looking for a move down to 111.269. I'm very cautious of any move at the moment, because it could turn on a dime. So that's the only opportunity that I can see. If we start getting above this 111.692 and sort of turn it into support, so in other words, we start getting this kind of price action on the level, then a break of the price action is long, stop below the tails. That's kind of the only two scenarios that I see at the moment. Moving on to US dollar Japanese yen, and you look at the 8 hour, this is a no-go for me. It is sideways. Look at it there, nothing really going on, and you can see up, down, up, down, up, down, no real structure. Oscillators are indicating we need to be paying attention to a level. My problem is the level is far away. I suppose we could argue that that is a level where price is right now, but it is messy. You can see how messy it is. So probably another move to the upside brewing here. And I think if we can just see what happens, what you want to do is price needs to get back up and then come and find support here and then move up. Interesting how the Japanese yen US dollar hasn't gapped. Well, it's a small gap, but it's really closed, not as much as Euro USD. So probably because it's a safe haven currency, but anyway, this is kind of looking like another move to the upside. So which means you could see some more downside in Euro USD as well. That's kind of where I play this is, and then the other thing that you've got here is you do have a measured move. You need to break the trend line. So what you're looking for is structure on this level, move up above the trend line, find support, and then you're looking for a long somewhere in this area here. You have a 150 point stop loss for 400 point gain. So that's definitely a trade worth waiting for. Moving on to pound, British pound, Japanese yen, another currency with a gap down. Rejection of the 155 on the 8 hour, which is fairly interesting. And I don't really see any other structure that we need to be paying attention to, but the ultimate line in the sand is this area right here. If we get below 153, 127, then I see a bigger move down. That could be a potential big double top, and that would be a fairly big move to the downside. So we do have gaps to the upside as well, and obviously I would prefer, I suppose we came off that level there on Friday. So it could be a rejection. What we're waiting for is, I'd be waiting at this gap. Well, there's two areas here. So this is the first one, and then the second one is going to be a little bit messy. but it's going to be somewhere in this area where the gap is. So looking for a pullback onto to close the gap. If we start getting some decent price action off here, then you have a stop up here, but that's a massive stop loss, 500 points, so small position size, and then you're looking for a move, sort of, I would take that area there of 1,000 points, so down to 153,800, and that's this pin bar here. Lastly, Euro British Pound, and again, you know, looking at Friday's price action, it was very volatile. Look at all the buyers coming in off the weekly level. Remember, we've got this massive weekly level down here, and came in off this level and just kept buying. We've gapped down. We're now back in this zone of support. Look at the oscillators. This is really looking messy at the moment. I suppose all currencies are right now, but if you look at the hour, look at the buyers that were coming in here on Friday. So this was Friday's low, and we're testing Friday's low at the moment. Buyers coming back in. Moving averages have, well, they were crossed over, but they've crossed over the other way now. So they're in a bearish, but no, sorry, they're not. So you can see red above blue, there's a downward trend. Now we've got blue above red. And whenever you see that kind of price action, even though you're below the moving averages, you always want to wait for a rejection of them to confirm a trend reversal. This is not a trend reversal just yet. This could very well be the form of a channel. So you need to be very careful. So there's so much noise in the markets right now around Russia and Ukraine, the West, and how the West have responded. So the wise thing to do is wait for the market opens and be cautious. You know, reduce your position size completely. If you see the structure, take it. You know, whether it's a long or a short, but pay attention to the levels. And for me, this is a very important level, 0.83527. If we break this and come and retest it, then we're looking for this move down. Otherwise, what we're looking for is this gap to close today or tomorrow. So this is a very important area to be paying attention to. If you see this kind of price action here, see all these pin bars here, you definitely want to be paying close attention to that for the break. And the way to do that would be on the 15 minutes. And you can see there's the consolidation on the level of the 15 minute, and your break would have been above there. So you can see 160 point stop loss for a 400 point gain. So definitely something to be paying attention to. And if you look at what's transpiring now, it does look like a bit of a wedge as well. So wait for the breakup. It probably reject the 155 before market opens, then come back down, and then as the market opens and they digest what's going on, decisions will be made, and they'll start trading us in a direction one way or the other. Anyway, cautious is the way to be today. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.